So it's really learning and adjusting to that whole concept of service, that whole concept of we need to actually, how we serve each other during sex must be how we serve each other even when we are outside.
I love that.
Even when we are outside, how we gel and how we blend when we make love and we look into each other's eyes.
We are making that, it's about.
Hello everybody, hello beautiful people. I'm comfortable, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like it's better when you're always closer to the door, protecting me.
Alright.
Hello beautiful and wonderful people. My name is Tembiso Faith Mwami. I'm with my incredible husband, Accent King Mwami, and welcome to our channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, press the notification bell so that you can know of any new videos that we post. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. We love you. Thank you for being faithful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, tell your friends that we've got a YouTube channel so that they can subscribe.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and let's get on to it. We are talking about our first year of marriage, and I think you guys have enjoyed the previous videos where we're just talking about
if you haven't,
our
go back.
dating intentional, enjoying being single, dating intentionally, and now we are getting on the matrimonial altar. After the engagement, we put up dates and we started looking for venues to get married. How was the process for you?
Tricky process, guys. I'll just be honest with you. There's so much involved. Finances, emotions. I want deco to be like this. I want deco to be like this. No, I don't want it like this. I want it. And I think a lot of marriages end in that process of planning for a wedding. I think we'll just do another video dedicated to that. Couples that are going through fighting while planning for the wedding. It's normal. I mean, it's normal. It's nothing weird. It's nothing awkward about it. But it is important that you guys just find a ground.
It's very important, I think. I know that there is a new culture of saying, let's just go sign, let's not do a wedding and all those kind of things. I'd really advise you to do a wedding. Do some event, whether it's traditional or
anything.
It reveals so much. There is so much fights, so much emotional confrontations, both within the relationship and also between the two families.
And let's just say that was on with our case. Maybe for you, it was perfect, it was beautiful. It doesn't apply to everybody, but for us, it was like.
But with the family
politics,
it will definitely, and it's very healthy for you to be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very healthy for you to be able to see that. Sometimes don't avoid the obstacles. Sometimes go through it, because it's through those that so much of character is revealed
and makes you strong as a couple.
It makes you stronger as a couple, So we went through the planning of the wedding. Beautiful. Another thing that I observed during our wedding planning is if your marriage is based on the kingdom principles, God will provide for everything you need on your wedding or in your marriage.
Amen.
I've really seen that. We didn't. I remember when we started planning our wedding, it was a wedding of about 90,000.
We had like nothing in our account.
We had nothing. Our budget was going to 90,000.
We had like how much, babe? Let's just be honest, like 14,000.
Yes.
Combined.
About 14,000. That's how much we had, And I remember getting, I think 4,000 from it, and we printed books trying to bring in revenues for that. And I remember, I think it's, I remember we got engaged in 2016. It was a year later that we did our wedding.
Yes.
We booked venues and we looked for venues. We had our date moved once because venues were really just not available. our wedding was to take place at the end of the year, so that's where a lot of weddings take place.
Yes.
Yeah, and really the venues until we got the 14th of October.
And October really, it's not really a month to get married yet.
But it was just beautiful for us. It worked so well for us. And I think two months before our wedding, our budget skyrocketed to 350,000. Well, from 90,000 for everything we needed. And we didn't have so much money.
No.
You know, and I can tell you up until now, I mean, someone's dress was costing 6,000. 2 months later, it tripled, even more.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun. At that particular moment, my suit was already ready. You know, someone's ring and all that. Oh, I'm telling you. But
I need an upgrade, talking about rings.
but more than that, now you can imagine we had almost nothing for 90,000, and now we start pursuing to have at least 350,000, and somehow within a month to our wedding, we just had favor. We just had so much favor. I remember before even going into the marriage, we took the beginning of the year, everything we had, we just planted as a seed. And it was during we took a 21-day of fasting. And you know,
we gave up our salaries that month.
And we gave up all our salaries, we gave up everything, and we said, you know what, we are just going to trust in God to come through for whatever we are planning for our wedding and everything we need. Guys, didn't he just show up?
He did exceedingly.
And not only did he show up, he showed off. By the time we were done with our wedding, we had enough to go to our honeymoon, because we had planned to say we might not even have enough money for a honeymoon. Maybe we'll do it on a later stage. But by the time we were done the next day, we had enough money
to go to Cape Town.
First flight.
Yes, my first flight.
That was beautiful.
And we had enough money to take Dad back to
Zambia. You know, and the journey began. You know, our wedding was beautiful. After that, everything is done, the noise is done, no more umjolo and all these kind of things. It's time to stay together.
And look at each other.
And look at each other like this. I'm an introvert, I love my space. It was good for the first month to have a person in the house every day, and now it's getting too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our first year now officially begins. The only honeymoon phase we had was a honeymoon day when we went. And unfortunately, when we went to our honeymoon in Cape Town, the weather was terrible. It was bad. We really didn't explore as we needed to.
Yeah, as we wanted to, you know. Like, so it's important, guys, when choosing a honeymoon destination, just look at the weather.
Yeah, no, I think with
because it was cold. Imagine, guys, we were in the sea. There was a picture where I'm at the sea, and Axon is carrying me, and I am wearing like a jersey.
Yeah.
A jersey. That's how cold it was. But you know, we tried to just maximize it. We went on the Red Bus, we went to Table Mountain, wanted to go to Robben Island, but yeah, we are going there very soon. Although we didn't go now, but we'll go there very soon. And yeah, it was just beautiful. And then yeah, like you're saying, the first day of marriage, in our case, it really wasn't a honeymoon phase, guys. Because that's where the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else in between comes to life. And I mean, your husband is no longer just your boyfriend, but he's your husband. And with that, you've entered a different dimension, which comes with different with different trials, with different tribulations. Right now we are no longer fighting with the noise of the people. The people are quiet. Some are saying maybe they last for 2 or 3 months. People are still like that. But now more than anything, we are faced with each other and we have to make it work.
Yeah.
And we've got no choice but, there will be fights and major fights that will make us even doubt our
yes, no,
our
most definitely, because
marriage.
I remember just getting into this situation where you don't become one on the wedding day. You becoming one is a process. So now, because now you are living together, when you fight, you don't hang up phones on each other. You are in the same house.
You have to go to the same bed, in the same bed.
We have to get to the same bed and sleep together because you are married. It's a different kind of scenario. And when maybe when you were dating, you would call another girl and just start flirting. This time around, it's different.
Sorry.
Just go and call another girl and start flirting. You are married. Those kind of.
You can't call your friends as a girlfriend. Go like, hey, girlfriends.
And this is what's happening. This one is giving you trouble. You can't at that particular moment. You begin now to build your future together. The future you were talking about some 4 or 5 years ago is come. It's now. You are into it and you begin to drive it together. We always say that marriage comes with a different kind of light. A light that exposes your characters, but it also exposes your pain of the past. And wounds that were not healed by other people now begins to be exposed in that light of marriage. Yeah, and you can't fight the people who cause the wounds and the scars. You fight each other. And I think those are a few things that we started learning, that there's a difference between fighting for each other and fighting with each other or fighting each other. The three are different. Fighting for each other happens when you are dating and you want each other that bad. Fighting with each other means you are facing a situation, but you are together and you're fighting the situation. But then it's worse when you don't realize the situation and then you begin to fight each other.
Fight against
that is where now people become more of a prayer point and not become a prayer partner. People begin to pray against each other instead of praying for each other. That is really what, especially the first 3 months of our marriage, got to be exposed.
And the vows, you see that the vow series that we talked about, the vows are really tested then, because you have to guard your tongue, you have to guard everything that you are saying to this guy. And when we got into marriage, we came in with burdens, right?
True.
You came in with your own burden and I came in with my own burden, and we had certain kind of expectations that we wanted, expectations of, okay, I want you to be a husband like this, I want it to be every day we must be happy, every day we must be what. So every time we go through a situation and as is one, we feel as if this is not really worth it, can't. But what were we even doing? What are we even doing here in the first place if we're gonna be fighting? And that on its own causes more fights.
That's true.
And that's when the power of forgiveness actually came in and took shape and took place, because we said things to each other that are so bad. And I do remember, I think the worst mistake that we did also in the first year of marriage, a lot of people also say this, don't speak about the D word, don't talk about the D word, like I'm gonna leave you, we're gonna leave each other. It's tempting to say that, but fight a good fight. Yeah, no, but you do have a choice, just leave me. And I do remember we even had those moments, and we
never spoke about the D word, and I think that is what has always stood out.
Yeah, really big. Yes.
We could talk about probably, dude, if you feel this is not happening,
you can leave. But guys, for me that was the D word.
Yeah, so so much fights that were there and all these kind of things where every time you begin to ask, but what kind of a partner do you want?
Yeah. Do you think this is really working?
you know, and at that particular moment, you know, your mental health issues came about.
No, the mental health issues just came in.
You know, the first week, you know, the first few weeks of being married is so much clouded by sex. You know, you just having sex and all that. And when that sex phase passes on, because it goes, then it opens up a phase where now, okay, more than just we're married and we should have sex. We should talk about we are married and this is the system of how we should. Remember the culture?
We are married, we should bath. We are married, we should eat. We are married, we should live together. We are married. When are you coming back from work? We are married.
Yes.
How am I going to go to work? We are married. What's the future plans? You know?
Yeah, those are the kind of things now you begin to face. She comes into this apartment, she doesn't like the color of my sofas, she likes this, and I don't like her color, and all those kind of things. And all those kind of things. But also there are serious underlying issues because there are pain, there are triggers of what we have both been through in the past, and now you look at this person sometimes manifesting a trigger that is making you feel uncomfortable, and then you think they are the enemy, you know, to an extent. Yes.
Yeah, and you're like, you know, this is not what I wanted at home. At home, this is what happened, and now it's like you're repeating the same thing. You know, like you're hoping that this guy would come in and just heal your wounds, and it's coming in and it's just becoming a total like a jerk also as well. But the thing is, you don't realize as a person he's going through situations, and you also need to serve him as much as you need him to serve you. So it's really learning and adjusting to that whole concept of service, that whole concept of we need to actually, how we serve each other during sex must be how we serve each other even when we are outside.
I love that.
Even when we are outside, you know, how we gel and how we blend when we make love and we look into
because
each other's
when we are
eyes.
making love, it's about me having the desire to satisfy.
And it's about me as a woman having the desire to satisfy my
husband. It's not selfish. It's not like as long as I'm satisfied.
Yes.
You know. And
you want to see your
that.
husband satisfied. You want to see your wife satisfied.
That's a beautiful one. I love that.
So yes, like even in real life situations,
you
must serve each other in marriage, especially in the first year of marriage, which is why I always say and I always encourage, you know, if it's your first year in marriage, it's important to be open about the things that you went through as a child and your expectations in the marriage, so that you guys can be honest about each other. Maybe it won't work out like this. It won't, your expectations, I'm not able to meet them at the moment, but we can try and work out a situation like this. Because, you know, for my husband, you know, I wanted him to, okay, he fulfilled the the eating part. He gave me all the food that I wanted, all the food that I've been desiring.
All the food.
Yes, all the all the food that I've been desiring. But there were a few things I wanted him to do that I did not even communicate with him. You know, I wanted him to be loving. I wanted him to be a father figure to me.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be strong for me. I wanted him to just, you know, when I'm going through situations, for him to just come in and go like, yeah, don't worry, I've got it under control. Yeah. Things that I've never experienced. That's what I was expecting from him to do.
And that's what we are going to talk about in our next video, when we come and talk about our 3 most scary fights we had in our first year of marriage, and then we talk about why we had those fights and the expectations that followed with that. Yeah, so we're gonna take a break.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe.
And please comment what your first year experience in marriage.
How was it?
After watching all this, are you ready to get married? And what is it that you're gonna do differently to avoid this kind of you know, having a terrible first year in marriage?
Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, we are the
Subscribe.
Kingdom Couple.